Guess what, everybody? It's a gorgeous day outside, and we're going to do a little baseball review. I'm actually going to walk outside. I'm not even going to pause the recording because I'm so busy, everybody. Talk about games today. You can go to kenbraverman.com and see this image. I just posted it up. That's why I'm doing a little phone video today, because we've all got a million things to do. Anyway, all right, so you can go check it out. All right, let's talk about games. The Minnesota game's already happened. Minnesota's winning like 12-1 or something. So they did win, but they put up more runs than we thought. Toronto and Texas, it really likes Toronto. Does not like Texas's pitching with their terrible ERA and terrible Fultinowitz playing today. So consider an over, meaning a lot of runs for Toronto. Kansas City and Cleveland thinks actually a really close game there with Danny Duffy, and not a lot on Logan Allen at all, though, so don't know what's going on there. Still a lot of incomplete stats, but, let's just continue to have fun with this. We did have a pretty good day yesterday, although the White Sox didn't put up a ton of runs yesterday. Baltimore and the Yankees thinks a tie game, but Baltimore started off really strong. Don't let Baltimore, look at them with 3 wins. They swept somebody. They're scoring runs, so that's kind of interesting. It actually favors them in that power percentage there, right? And the win algorithm percentage actually favors Baltimore. So, at plus 200, I don't know how you don't try that out. Early in the season, weird stuff like that happens. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Really likes Pittsburgh because Jose De Leon's bad ERA, though, but that's on almost no stats, no starts. He's turning into a starter, or maybe he's one of those starters that is only going to pitch an inning or two. There's a lot of reasons that can happen. There's a Jose De Leon and a Daniel Ponce De Leon. Are you kidding me? Are there 2 De Leons in 2 different cities that you can drive to between Illinois and Ohio? Apparently that's the case. Daniel Ponce De Leon, also a little better. At least his ERA is only 1/4 of Jose over there. So St. Louis, though, getting a negative ranking with why? Because they have a terrible bullpen ERA. Yeah, they got spanked last night. So it favors barely Miami, though. Projected score 3-3, but who knows? Early in the season. Tampa and Boston. Why would you favor Boston? Isn't Boston playing terrible right now? Because they have Pivetta going. That's why. So they're supposed to beat Waka, who's got traded and now over with Tampa Bay. All right, so that's interesting. They're even money because Boston's playing terrible this season. And they lost a lot of guys, so I'd be very careful of that. But maybe an under there, something in that game, right? Because it's saying only 4-1. But Boston may be overcounting them because they seem a little weaker this year. Who knows? It's still early. Milwaukee and Chicago. I like what the Cubs did with their roster. Watch out for the Cubs this year. They look pretty good. It's not being represented as much yet because they're so early in the season, but I saw some of their roster changes and I liked it. So keep an eye out for them. A lot of teams went out. Mets got people. Cubs got people. I think Milwaukee also got some people, but lost some people or something. Anyway, that looks like an interesting close game of 3-2 there, but the lines are kind of either way. Houston and the Angels. Here likes Houston, who's off to a real strong start, right? Yep, 4 wins, swept some, but so are the Angels. Maybe the Angels have 3 wins? No way. Is that right? The Angels have 3 wins already this season? That isn't right, is it? I don't know if I've done this right. I guess maybe they do. I guess I wasn't paying attention. So the Angels, that's why it's making this a little closer game than you'd think at 5-3, but I really like Houston in that game with Garcia going against Quintana. It says that they're scoring a ton of runs, Houston, but also the Angels are scoring a ton of runs. So, all right, maybe I'll stop knocking the Angels until I look at the standings. Dodgers and Oakland. Dodgers 5-1. Yep, Oakland looks bad this year. Yeah, they got no wins. What's the line there? Only minus 149. That's pretty good for the Dodgers there. Even Dodgers minus 1.5 on the road. It's going to get a very reasonable line because Frankie Montas is gone, but Oakland's not playing good this year, so that's a good bet. San Francisco and San Diego. Like San Diego because San Francisco's pretty bad. San Diego supposedly has already got 3 wins this year. They only lost that 1 game last night to Arizona 3-1. So the line there is reasonable, and it's still minus 149. The Dodgers minus 149 is a better pick than San Diego. Because you can see that Oakland is just negative 6%. Is not good. So that Dodgers is like a pick of the day. Like Dodgers even minus 1.5 if you're trying to get even money or better. San Diego is reasonable, but San Francisco might pull something off because the Sclafani, it's not that good actually. It's 5-3. It's saying runs in that game. That San Diego game. White Sox in Seattle. Wow, Seattle winning 5-2. Why? Because Carlos Rodon is not a good pitcher, and Justin Sheffield is. All right. Well, only one win this season for the White Sox. Why do I like the White Sox? I don't get it. Because I favored them last night and they lost. All right. And the very last game is the Mets and Philly, where don't trust it because the Mets is their first game of the season and DeGrom is going. So don't listen to this projection. That's why I made it yellow. It's minus 200 on the Mets because DeGrom is so good. So that's an interesting game and fun game to watch. My grandpa would definitely be watching that game tonight and would be super excited. He also would have been pissed off that he had to wait a few extra days to watch the Mets play if he was still around with us. So I'll probably check in on that game just for old time's sake. All right, everybody, good luck. May all of your picks be doing just the best they can.